Between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway in Southern California. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Herbert on the first play wants to pass it. And the Broncos get there and take him down. So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
Man, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's not going anywhere to start tonight. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Mike Gesicki, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0.
Broncos 7, Chargers 0. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Charger drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Back at the 36-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Spiller. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Third and long, it's Herbert. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On first down, Justin Herbert. He's got this to Williams, complete. Touchdown, L.A. Mike Williams, halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post grab?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Off the play fake. Rice. Under pressure, they got him again. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Now Herbert off the bootleg. And this is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Herbert off of play action. Man open, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Nico Collins, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have moved out in front. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter.
Next to score, Chargers 13, Broncos 7.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Chargers 14, Broncos 7.
Run good for two. Here's 2nd and 8.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 18 runners.
Back to throw. Rice. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
It's 2nd and inches.
Looking to throw. Rice. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He he doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. 33 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up-and-down-the-field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Williams brings it in. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. J.J. Arthur-Whiteside, 40 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of...
And it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. Oh, nice move. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
Right back to Spiller on second down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Throwing on first down. Rice. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll go right back to Spiller here on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Safety Grant Delpit up to make the play.
When you're trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Herbert now. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. Touchdown! J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chargers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Find Gesicki as tight end. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10. Rice. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a...
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's caught at the 3. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Here's a run with Mixon, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half. Nathaniel Hackett told his offense to stay put. They're going for 2. They'll let Mixon try to run it in. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Hey, smash Broncos! Head the street! Head the street!
And the pitch goes to Mixon. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Joe Mixon in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Broncos are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the 1st half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 2.
The score, Chargers 28, Broncos 26. Mitch Wisnowski set to kick off.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this 1st half as the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. Off the RPO, he completes it. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. But to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
He's going to let this one go deep, and it's knocked away and incomplete.
I see what they were trying to do there, trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Inside handoff to Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
On 3rd and 2, Rice. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He's going to field this at the 4. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Broncos have retaken a third-quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 5.
33. Chargers 28. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. Right back to Spiller on second down. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Wide open receiver complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball. They leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Herbert on first down now. He's airing it out for Williams. And now here is another interception. And the Broncos are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first. You know, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he will have a Broncos first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson is won division titles after having started from day 1.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Derwin James with a pick.
The first down pass intercepted.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Hands this to Spiller to start things.
Justin Simmons up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Play action. It's Herbert. Flush to his right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man, complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Chargers. Nico Collins. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chargers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball. I said, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Back to throw. Rice. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, playing to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And hauled in by Arcega-Whiteside. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to get the football back at their own 17.
With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They got a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats inbounds.
He'll buy some time right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. This is a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
19 right. Panther 11. 79 Broncos. 70 Lions.
On fourth down, Rice. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on fourth down.
Boy, that was a big gamble for them right there. They went for it on fourth down, showed a little chutzpah because they did it with the lead here in the fourth quarter. And this defense is once again unable to stop it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
Let's go.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
Yeah, this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Herbert going to throw to Guyton, and able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now Herbert. He gets this out to Spiller. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That's another Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Herbert. And that's intercepted yet again. And that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos have just about sewn up this football game. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception. And I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To Mixon on the check down. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Well, partner, that'll do it. These Week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation. A fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark a